And this is Ken Kraetzer for Talking Business and the Marketing Club of New York. We have one of our big events coming up this week on Thursday, and that is the annual annual outlook by Bruce Biegel from the Winterberry Group. Bruce has done this presentation for us for quite a number of years. Bruce, good to see you. We're looking forward to having you come up to New York on Thursday and your annual talk with the Marketing Club of New York.
Looking forward to it, Ken. It's always nice to go and sit in the freezing cold.
Well, it's you do a great job, you and your team, looking at the marketing spend by category for each given year and see some of the changes. You've really um, followed the change from kind of traditional advertising to online over the recent years, and that trend continue this year from what I've seen.
Yeah, the like shift to digital is no longer a thing. It was a trend 10 years ago, but now it's really where in digital is the money going and what is happening with traditional advertising and marketing. So we look at those two together. There's a fluidity of spend as it moves between online and offline.
Very good. Of course, in 2024, you had two big events that stand out. You had the Olympics, and then also you had a presidential election and numerous state and local elections going on. Tell us a little bit about what you saw from those two big factors.
One, it gave a very strong boost to linear broadcast, which had been struggling with cord cutting and a shift to CTV. You know, we think about political. Political came in somewhere around 10 billion, mostly split between CTV and linear, plus add another billion or so for direct mail. So all of a sudden you have 11 billion to spend. However, we did think earlier in the year. So in our forecast in January of 24, we were expecting more 16, 17 billion. I think the lack of a primary season brought that spend down.
Certainly, the election was a big factor this past year. How about the Olympics? In watching it, there were so many different channels you could watch Olympic events on, the way it was set up, and between streaming and different cable networks, there were really a lot of ways to watch the Olympics. What did you see going on with that this year as a big event?
So one, obviously, it's a boost to spend, but I think that the way that NBC and Peacock managed that, blending online and linear seamlessly between channels, allowed you to shift and see more of what you wanted. And it was big bounce. You know, we get that every 4 years from the Olympics, so that also helped the overall market last year. But I think it was a good demonstration of blending CTV and linear.
Very good. Now you've got some forecasts for 2025 in your presentation, and why don't you hint at a couple of those?
So a couple of things. So obviously, when you think about the lack of an Olympics, the lack of an election, we're talking political spend that goes from 11 billion to maybe 500 million. You're going to lose $10 billion. And so moving political to the side for the year, what is going to happen? What is going to happen is this is a strong economy. You know, it has been stronger than forecasts for the last 12 months. We expect it to stay strong. We don't see any reason that it would shift in the other direction, which says that we are going to get more money coming into the market. We think it is still coming in experiential. We think CTV is picking up share at a rapid rate. Retail media still picking up, but it's beyond that. It's more commerce media and connected commerce. When you have, you know, that integration between online and offline spend for a brand, it's not just about digital retail media. It's as much about how do I spend for in real life. Like in real life is not forgotten. Those two are big catalysts this year and are helping to pull. What you're going to see is linear drop fairly precipitously between cord cutting and the lack of major events. You're going to see it flattening and slightly down in some of the other categories, but paid social is still doing well. Even if we see a TikTok event, another shutdown like we had this weekend, that money does not necessarily go away. It's going to move to other partners. And social was a very big winner last year. So those are areas that we're watching. Search will be up again, but search is no longer confined to just Google or Bing. It's on-platform search at Amazon and Walmart. So again, where the money goes is moving, but overall, we're looking at a fairly strong year.
Very good. How much, just a quick thought, how much of a factor is TikTok now in the advertising world environment?
The numbers that I've seen were 12.34 billion
Mm.
of spend, and some preliminary analysis that has come out has said, maybe 40% of that or more could go to Meta between Facebook and Instagram. Google will definitely be a beneficiary with Google Shorts. So we are watching carefully what happens. I know there's been a lot of noise about moving to other platforms that are hosted out of China. I don't think the advertisers are going to go there.
Right.
It doesn't make sense to get kicked off of one and onto the other. We're also seeing B2B grow faster than B2C. And that is also very much search and social, but also that continuing adoption of digital media channels.
That's astounding, the amount of ad spend on TikTok that you mentioned. Bruce, tell us a little bit about the Winterberry Group, some of the things that you guys focus on.
So Winterberry Group works primarily for the supply side of the industry, agencies, data companies, everybody who touches marketing and supports it, helping them with their growth strategy. And that could be product innovation, that could be go-to-market, that could be corporate strategy, mergers and acquisitions, buy side. The other half of our audience that we work with very closely are private equity investors who invest in the sector. And then occasionally we will publish sponsored content. We usually do 3-4 white papers a year. The big one coming up is connected commerce, to really start to unpack that market and look beyond just retail media.
Well, that'll be terrific. You and your team really do some very high-level work in this field, and we appreciate that you're going to be in New York with us at Arno's Restaurant on Thursday, the 23rd. It's 11:30 start. Marketing Club of New York, your annual outlook for advertising, marketing, and data 2025. Bruce, we're looking forward to seeing you on Thursday.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Ken. We'll see you soon.
Very good. And you can register and find out more information at the Marketing Club of New York.